Hello and welcome to the Bear Right Trail podcast. I'm your host, Sam Kirk, here tonight, of course, with Chris Lures. And it's an exciting time, early February.
It is the might have been the last morning in like the teens, at least for a little while. So that's a good sign. It's a
Yeah,
little
we'll
bit of
keep our
snow
fingers
melt
crossed.
today. Yeah, we'll see, man. Well, let's start off, Sam, by maybe recapping the spill that you took on Saturday.
Oh man, we got to
And
bring up
and
that, huh?
and how you're feeling. How are things feeling? Are you moving okay? Are you still stiff? What's that looking like over there?
I'm about ready to start running again.
That's a good thing.
I'm so close. I'm so close. I would have ran today if I got home early enough.
Yeah.
Uh, but spent a little bit more time on the bike, a little stretching, things like that, just trying to get everything loosened up. Yeah, I took I think it was like a almost like a Wile E. Coyote type spill on the ice with Chris on Saturday morning, and man, I'm glad you were there. That was
Yeah, it was a spill.
yeah.
It was a spill, man. It was trying to navigate through a snow squall and some slick conditions on the road, man. But we got it done. That's
Yeah,
all that
yeah, and
matters.
nothing broken. Nothing
Nope,
broken. We're good. We're
nope,
good.
nope. All right. Well, hey,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good to hear, man. A couple days rest, get back at it. Just in time for the warmer temperatures. You might have timed that spill pretty perfect.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. When we were out there, we were discussing some stuff about just like the end of 2025, all this kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And we felt like maybe we could give some unbiased takes, I
Mm-hmm.
guess, on UROY, T-Roy, all the Roys.
All the Roys.
We're Roy fans here,
Mm-hmm.
but things have gotten a little confusing, I think, for everybody.
Yeah,
Um,
there's some notable absentees and possibly some head scratchers for both the men's and women's top 10 for the UROY and T-Roy. Sam, you had a couple pretty strong feelings
Yeah,
there.
well, one thing we hadn't discussed, and this is one of the things that I felt like I had one of my more like my stronger feelings about,
Mm-hmm.
right? Was that like all of the rankings are fairly confusing and you don't really understand why people are in the certain areas they are or who qualifies for what. So UROY has a couple of different ranking systems, right? They have or like categories. I wouldn't say ranking systems, but categories. So you have the North American Ultra Runner of the Year, and that goes 10 deep. And then you have Worldwide Ultra Runner of the Year, which goes 3 deep, which to me doesn't make very much sense at all, right? Like you have a
Yeah,
much bigger field and you're only going to choose 3?
yeah,
Like like wouldn't you also then like if you were going to do that like have a European one or like different things? It just
sure.
it doesn't make much sense to me. Like I would think that you would do top 10 worldwide and then top 3
Yeah,
North American.
I
It
I think you're right.
strange.
I think that would make more sense. I did. I was able to tune into the T Roy and U Roy recap with single track and Finn, and he brought up an interesting point, and I think I'll piggyback off what he said, but maybe with maybe curtailing it a little bit or a couple tweaks. His idea, and I like the concept, was almost like a college. I'm a college football junkie. Love following college football. College football junkie. It's like it's one of my favorite sports of the year, season wise. And there's the preseason rankings, right? And that is the AP poll, the writers poll, and then there's the coaches poll come out with the preseason top 25, and that's based on like really like what like projections from maybe returning players, high school recruits, like based upon their rankings in high school. Like it gets so muddy that it doesn't make much sense to me, right?
It's a
Because then
projection.
it's projections,
Yeah.
and then you have the actual rankings that matter, the college football playoff rankings that don't come out until week 6. Well, you'd be lying if the those in the committee, college football playoff committee, the poll that actually matters, did not base or weigh their rankings very heavily upon the AP and coaches poll, which already had 5 weeks, right, to sort of take shape before that ranking system comes out. What I'm getting at is what Finn proposed was a preseason ranking, right? Almost like projection. And then it could be altered as sort of races unfolded. What I think might be a good idea is to maybe not a preseason, but wait until like to put in like terms of like a business calendar, like middle Q2, like middle of quarter 2, like the like May, right? Where you have a little bit of an idea of some of the races. You can sort of start to stack, but then so you have like a marker, so to speak, and then you can shuffle things from there. It's like if we're trying, it's very difficult to uh, to come up with an idea and of a ranking system. Not only for the ultra running scenes, the trail running scene, the short, the sub. There's way too much involved. I
Yeah,
think
they're all being compared to each other.
they're
It's
they're all
not
being
like,
compared to, and it's
yeah,
it's like you have El Hussein being compared to uh, 100-mile specialist, and
that's in T-Roy, yeah. In T-Roy.
in T Roy, but you
Yeah.
have these compare like these. You're trying to compare two different things that are just not comparable. So I think, Sam, to your point, yes, you have different categories of trail runner of the year, whatever that may be, maybe distances or groupings of distances, 50K, 100K, or just 50K, just 100K, 100-mile to it, whatever, and then start a sort of polling system somewhere, maybe middle or early middle of the year, to keep track and of where runners are at. I just think you might get a better gauge and a more true ranking at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And then I think it would actually involve, like, I think it would like elicit viewership and fan engagement and involvement in the process. I think it would add a lot of intrigue to then the final tallies and numbers at the end of the year. Just my thought.
Yeah, and I think the inability to quantify or qualify races against one another makes it kind of fraught in
For
the
sure.
sense that, like, in any of these systems, whether it's T-Roy comparing all these races over different terrains, different distances, different competition, different elements, and then trying to say, oh, this person's performance here was better than this person, and
Yeah.
then on the UROY end of things, you have people doing road races, track races, timed races, like trail races, and comparing them all and saying it's all ultra running. These are ranked. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And inevitably, you get a lot of people who are kind of getting some beef with each other because
Sure.
and that's why
Sure.
we wanted to have our completely unbiased take here tonight, because uh, none of us are considered in any of the UROY or TROY voting. So we don't, I mean, I've got no skin in the game.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but could have been a vote or two. I don't know. Sam, you had a couple races where I would have thrown your name into the hat.
In
I
what
don't
year?
know. In 22, you had a strong year.
Yeah, well, we're not talking 2022. We're talking 2025 right now. So no
No,
need to like convolute it at all.
no, they need. I think they need. There needs to be categories. I think that's it. I think there needs to be categories. I think that's the most. I think that's the logical next step, right, of the evolution of end of the year voting in the trail and ultra running scene.
Yeah.
Let's get some categories going. Let's get those set up so we have an idea and a better comparison amongst runners. I think
Well,
just flat
yeah, I
out.
mean, look, I think that I think T Roy did as good a job as they could. I mean, it was I hope that maybe next
Yeah.
year T Roy will have categories, right?
Yeah. Sure.
I think Dylan's like trying to do the right thing with regard to like these categories and stuff like that. He doesn't have any like also probably doesn't have any like real skin in the game with regard to like who's being ranked where. Um, so hopefully Free Trail will create sub ultra and like ultra categories or even like sub ultra, mid ultra, extra ultra, like over 100 miles or something. I don't know. Like, I feel like there need to be multiple categories. Um,
I'm not here to say I would have done a better job. Let's let on let's let on the record here. I'm not saying that I would have done a better job, but I am here to give some constructive criticism.
I mean, I would say I feel like I would have done a better job on the UROY selections.
Yeah.
I don't know that there are many people in the community who feel as though they also wouldn't have done a better job.
Yeah.
Uh, we'll see after we give our
Mm-hmm.
takes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
uh, we this is where I feel like we have the most sort of criticism of the UROY, or at
Yeah.
least I have the most criticism. Um, we have these ready, and
Mm-hmm.
for those who haven't looked through the UROY voting, they
Mm-hmm.
are as such. On the North, this is for the North American UROY because part of the issue is, as I explained before, you have 10 deep in North America and then
Mm-hmm.
3 deep worldwide. That doesn't make any sense to me, but
Mm-hmm.
okay. So on the men's side, number 1 is Jim Walmsley. Number 2, Caleb Olson. Number 3, Ben Demon. Number 4, David Roche. Number 5, Hans Troyer. Number 6, Seth Ruling. 7, Chris Myers. 8, Will Murray. 9, Matthew Blanchard. And number 10, David Sinclair. On the women's side, it is number 1, Katie Scheid. Number 2, Ann Flower. 3, Abby Hall. 3, Rachel Entrekin. 5, Megan Eckert. 6, Tara Dower. 7, Jade Bellsberg. 8, Riley Brady. 9, Kareth Arnold. And 10, Courtney DeWalter. So those are the 1 through 10 on the men's and women's sides for UROY. Most people are probably aware of this stuff already. Anyway, on the women's side, I'm just going to dive right into it.
Sure.
I felt like notably absent on this list were Marianne Hogan, Hannah Allgood, and Jen Lichter. Jen Lichter, we'll just go to her to start. She had an incredible Broken Arrow Sky Race. That is one of the ones where she really, really. Let me just pull it up here. But she was first at Speed Goat, first at Broken Arrow, and those. I mean, those are big races, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I just, to me, I understand they're not at the 100-mile distance, but that's big time, right?
I
Um,
wonder too if this is like recency bias. I believe she was injured later in the year, and I wonder if some of those races were forgotten about um, early in the year. Some of those performances were maybe forgotten about.
I think that happens.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't forgotten about by sponsors. I mean, she was picked up. Good for her. Um, but also, as I mentioned before, Marianne Hogan, um, also a very good year. Let me pull her up as well.
Yeah. There.
There we go. Okay. Third at Western States. Um, second at Canyons 100K. So those were her 2
Yeah.
big results.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
left off the list. And that third, right? Like, so at Western States, that was a very international year as far as the results went for
It
2020,
was. It was.
right? So you had Abby Hall winning. She took, I believe, what did I have her at? She was at third
Third.
spot for,
Sure. Yeah. Yep.
yeah.
Third.
Then you had Fu Zhao, then Marianne Hogan, right? Following her was Ida Nilsson, uh, Fiona Pascal, sorry, How Ha, Hannah Allgood got in there as well. That's another, one of the others I had. Caitlin Fielder, of course, also outside the U.S., and then Keely Henninger. So we had, she was the second American at Western States. So I mean, it's like completely getting left off as well.
Yeah.
And I look at Courtney Dauwalter just getting one international win, right? Um, and I don't know what her competition was there. I'm sure it was decent, but just not quite at the same level as we're used to, at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's on the women's side. Those were the bigger issues. I also felt as though Tara Dower put together a really, really incredible year. I mean, just prolific in racing, wins, podiums all over the place. I mean, not to mention FKTs, like everything, right? Course records, and is sixth. Like,
Yeah.
what is that? Like, I don't see Tara Dower's year as a sixth place year, right?
Yeah, and it's tough, Sam, because you have some of the women who, Katie Scheidan, Flower, Abby Hall, Rachel Entrekin, taking into account some of the 200-mile races. I think this is why we need to break. It was so top heavy there on the women's side of the UROY that I just think I think that's a another point on the side of arguing for specific categories.
But let's be realistic. Do you put Ann Flower, Rachel Entrekin, and Megan Eckhart above Tara Dower in their ultra running seasons? Like, I just don't
Yeah,
see it. I don't
yeah,
see, what was it, the 50-mile world record at Tunnel Hill and the
that's. But again,
Leadville course record being at the same spot as all those wins.
no, I don't. It could, again, recency bias. Tunnel Hill being a fall race. I don't know. Now obviously Tara Dower just crushed the course record at Javelina as well. So I don't know. I don't.
Exactly.
I guess I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. Yeah, I would have slotted her higher as well, but
And also,
and
I don't think trail world records and times mean anything.
yeah,
It means nothing to me. Like, I don't see it because there's nothing that's comparable. So saying that a world record at Tunnel Hill, like, that's just the Tunnel Hill course record
mm-hmm.
to me. Like, there's no trail
It's not a
world
trail
record.
race. Yeah, it's a that's a road race. It's not a trail race.
Well, and also,
You
you
know.
just can't compare trail rate. Like, so you just
Mm-hmm.
can't have a trail world record. Like,
Right.
that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. It
Um,
doesn't. No, it doesn't. There's yeah, right. You can have a course record, but you can't. Yeah, you can't have a trail world record at a distance.
yeah,
Um, yeah, you just can't. It's not fair. Again, categories. So I would
yeah.
need categories.
And I mean, putting like Megan Eckert should be on the list this year. Six-day world record. That's a very big deal. Um, but I just don't think it is like at the current sort of competitive level of what Tara did this year. So I thought
Yeah,
she got slighted on those
yeah.
numbers.
That point well taken. I would imagine you're probably not the only one that felt that way.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah. So this isn't meant to like re- yeah, sorry to like kind of like dig in there on certain things, but this isn't meant to like really diminish what anybody else has done. I just personally I don't see trail world records being like a real thing because trails are all different. So you can't really have like so incredibly different. So you can't
sure,
really have a trail world.
makes sense.
Um, and yeah, so anyway, that's part of my feeling there. Um,
All right,
let's move on to the
I
men. We're going to spend a lot of
was gonna
time.
say, let's move on. So, what are your beefs here on the on the men's UROY
Oh, where do we start, man?
results.
I don't even.
Well,
So on the men's UROY, there's part of me that hates to do this, but David Roche at number 4 makes no sense to me whatsoever. Um, I don't get it. It's not, once again, it's one of these things where it's not like I'm saying that like David shouldn't be on this list, but I don't see how him breaking his own course record, and his quad rock win and second at Javelina puts him at number 4.
so does and single track did touch upon this, and I think it's an interesting thought
Okay, what
is
did they have to say?
so uh, his Leadville, David Roach's Leadville course record last year won Performance of the Year.
Okay.
He breaks that record this year. What does that say about his race at Leadville last year? Does that mean that it should not have been the Performance of the Year?
Well,
Or does it
why do we have to
no no
relitigate? I
no
don't think
and
we need to relitigate the past. Like
no
people
no no
thought it was a big deal,
sure
and maybe it is. I
but
don't
maybe it's
like.
but my point is maybe it's not. Maybe it wasn't. Like maybe it shouldn't have been. It broke a record, but I mean, let's face it, man. Like Leadville's it's a big name race, but it's not bringing the competition that
No.
that I mean, you can name like 15 other 100-mile races in the United States alone that are more competitive. So it's like, should that have been? I don't know. I mean, it's fast as hell to me, but like he broke it again this year. Maybe it shouldn't have been the Performance of the Year last year. And like you said, you bring up a good point. Yeah, let's not at that time last year. You know that was the thought, and that's fine. Let's move on. But now that we have come full circle a year later, sort of understanding maybe what that performance was last year, it's just an interesting thing to sort of ruminate over a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
So
I just don't see it as. I don't see it his season as number 4.
yeah,
You know,
no, I
behind
agree with that. I
Demons,
do agree with that.
Grand Raid win, Lavaredo win, second at
Mm-hmm.
UTMB,
Mm-hmm.
in front of, Hans Troyer with course record and win at Black Canyon
Yeah.
against an extremely strong field,
Oh,
win at Canyons 50K, backs it up with 8th at Western States. Not,
JFK.
yeah, and yes, and JFK
Second.
win, or no, JFK, you're thinking Hans Troyer. I was
What
talking to
year
Seth
did you say?
Rollin with.
Oh, Seth. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hans Troyer when it's at
Yeah.
JFK, second at Canyons. I have them both at no, Seth Rollins 6th at Western States.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hans Troyer 8th. Yeah. And so I see both of those seasons as being above David's, right?
Yeah.
I see
I
both
agree.
of those seasons being up
I agree.
there above. I mean, the other person who I feel like kind of got slighted here is David Sinclair.
Yeah.
I understand he didn't get a win, right? But like, I'm sorry, it's hard for me. Like, I do not equate a Leadville win or a Quad Rock win with second at
Second
CCC,
at CCC. Yeah.
right? Those are not
But
in the same place.
behind possibly, arguably the best 50 to 100K runner right now in the world, Francisco Pupi, right?
Yeah, yes.
Like,
yeah. So
I mean that was on I that very well could have been a win. Yeah. Again, I agree with that. I think second at CCC is more impressive than breaking your record at Leadville again and a quad rock win.
yeah. So I just like kudos to David for those
Yeah.
For those races and everything. I don't think that this ranking is correct.
Yeah.
The other one that I think a lot of people also pointed out was Mathieu Blanchard, with his second at Hard Rock.
Some
and
obscure races there.
Yeah, and then I mean it's a crazy, crazy endurance challenge.
Yeah.
But there are plenty of endurance challenges that didn't get people, up here, right?
Yeah.
Whether they were Appalachian Trail FKTs or like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're not on here.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
so it just, to me, it doesn't quite make sense.
Yeah.
I wonder if like there weren't a whole lot of Canadian athletes that were qualifying on here. So with like they wanted to have North American UROY be
Mm,
international, and that's why Matthew Blanchard got the
maybe.
nod this year. I don't know,
Maybe.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, people who were
Interesting.
left off here, Drew Holman, Jeff McGavero, Eli
Yeah,
Hemming.
those are three names that certainly could have been interchanged with um, a few on this list.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff
Yeah.
McGavero was the fourth place at Western States. Um, certainly, you kind of would have.
And it's skipping my mind. He won another. What did he win? End of the was it September? It's. I'm blanking on it. He had another
Yeah, he
win.
had it. Yeah, he had another great race out here
Yeah,
recently. Yeah.
but
So it wasn't his only result.
well, Sam. Speaking of beefs, I I think I think you might have. You mentioned it before, and I think maybe I'll just give you the stage on this one. In listening to consuming trail running uh, podcasts on different platforms. One thing in particular has got you a little hot and bothered.
Yeah,
Um,
so I guess we're gonna dig into my beefs here tonight a little bit.
yeah, I'd love to
Uh,
actually.
and
This is fun.
we're gonna get to Black Canyon eventually, guys. Like I promise. We'll get there. Um, but yeah, so I guess I'm digging in on the Roaches here tonight, aren't I? On
Yeah,
my
yeah,
beefs with
but
things.
yes, but we can expand. That just doesn't have to be just swap, right? We can
Yeah.
expand a little bit. So go ahead. I don't want to steal your thunder.
Yeah, so I Chris and this was, I don't know whether it was pre or post falling onto my ass, but
Yeah, maybe it
I
was
was
post. Maybe you're a little
sharing that.
grouchy.
Yeah,
Maybe you're a little
maybe I was
grouchy
a
after
little
that. It
irritable
sort of
at some point. I
it
don't know
came
what
out.
happened.
Yeah.
Something happened. Uh, but I've started to feel as though I'm having more and more stuff pushed at me in podcasts. I don't know about the rest of you guys. The like the number of ads and then the content within podcasts that I've been consuming seems to be more and more focused at influencing me towards purchases and allegiances to brands than like just kind of like my community experience in the podcast. And maybe people who listen to this podcast feel this way when we've talked about
Oh,
I don't know what, but
or or maybe
going to Heiner.
well, yeah, that's on me. Or maybe it's we have so many sponsors
That's true.
throwing themselves at us, and I feel like Sam sometimes maybe we also go overboard with
Yeah, I
with
get it. I
with
get it. I
with
get it. We'll
the
try to we'll
we're a
tone
little
it back.
overzealous there. Yeah.
Sorry to
So
our sponsors now.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
but I guess I had listened, like I've been an avid listener to a lot of the different podcasts. And a lot of them have ads and they're done in different ways. And I think the one that I was becoming the most like just a little bit resistant to has been the feed ads in particular within the SWAT podcast. And feeling as though I don't know what to trust anymore. Like I don't know whether or not I'm just being pushed stuff because that's who the sponsor is or whether it's actual advice. And this just might be a product of my own considerations, but
Hmm.
I'm feeling as though I don't know anymore because
Sure.
for a long time I was hearing a lot of advertisements for AG1. right? And it was AG1, 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 ashwagandha, like safe for sport, like this is the thing, like this is the base of everything. And then that sponsorship went away, and no longer did I hear about AG1. I might have heard about it like as part of, a supplement regime like once since then. But when something is just not spoken of anymore because it's no longer part of the sponsorship program, it makes me wonder. I was like, was I just being like fed a line, or is this something you actually believe in? And then the same with the feed, right? Like I get all this information about like, oh, the feed is, like it's the best. Like use these codes, use the blah 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 blah. And um and I get it. Like the feed is it's an excellent program to like be able to get all of the different types of nutrition that you would like for racing, right? Like it is a one-stop shop. It's very difficult to get these things in one shipment from any other place, really. Like maybe Running Warehouse, you can do that, a couple of others, but it's hard to get it if you were to like go to your local running shop. They're probably not going to have all of the different items. So I get it, it's valuable. Um, but I don't think we should be fooled into thinking that like the feed is like some sort of like mom and pop shop with a bunch of like like
Mm.
like your local people like um doing it. It is like an advanced advanced system uh of sales.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like I don't know, like the different listener corners like talking about the feed and stuff like that. I just feel like it's become this like bigger feed advertisement,
It's
and
become a cult following a little bit.
yeah, it's starting to rub me. Yeah.
So do you think and you explained it for the most part, but do you think that things are the advertisements and the products being pushed. Let me backtrack. What I thought that you were getting at actually was the new technology of like sports science, like the ketones or the bicar, because I sort of feel like that a little bit. Like things are being pushed, things are being sort of pushed at you and not necessarily gone into any sort of explanation. Like, hey, I use this before 2 hours before my workout, and I've seen results XYZ, or because I do feel like that a little bit. Now I will say, uh, Single Track does a really, I think Finn does a really good job of being a non-biased voice, having some of those uh, CEOs or whatever chemists or research scientists or uh, representatives of some of those companies, like I think Ketone IQ and uh, Bicar, one of the companies that are manufacturing bicarb, on to give some um, a little bit of an educational uh, sort of seminar, if you will, what the products actually are and what they do. But I do feel like sort of that overarching theme of being bombarded. Um, so that's one side of how I feel, and then there's the other side, sort of a 180, where I'm like, okay, I do feel like maybe we are getting bombarded with uh, sold, 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 but at the same time, is that a positive thing for the community? Does that mean that there is more, and it does, but there's more of an influx of money and capital being injected into ultra running and trail running, and the sport is growing, and that in turn opens things up for professional runners to be a professional runner and not have a full-time job.
Like here's where
So
one of the things where I like separate what like Finn is doing on
yeah.
single track,
Hmm.
and let's say the Roches with,
Yeah.
or even if it was going to be, Coop Cast, right? Jason Coop's,
Yeah.
thing. Look, I know they're very opposed on a lot of different stuff. But
Sure.
like, when you're like Finn, talking about Norda or Janji
Mhm.
or ketone IQ or whatever thing he's talking about, I don't take that as being like expert advice.
Right.
They're a sponsor
Gotcha.
of the podcast.
Okay.
I
That
get it,
that clears
right?
that. I understand that. Sure.
Like it's different. Like whether it should or shouldn't be, it feels different for me coming from someone who I consider like an expert.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
I
So
understand
I
where you're
look at
going
the
with it.
Roches and I like, oh, you guys are talking about like all the like the science, like you're
Okay.
giving coaching advice
Gotcha.
and nutritional advice and all this types of stuff. Like Finn's not really doing that.
No, he's not.
He's
And
like
he's
he's
open.
gushing about like
He's
different
transparent.
runners and fun
Yeah.
shoes and like stuff. Like it's a different thing.
Yeah, he's honest and forthright about that. About uh yeah, where he's coming from, what the podcast is about. Sure,
Yeah.
he's transparent. Yeah,
So we're not
that's
looking
fair.
at him as like an expert. Like I don't know that I've ever gone to the Single Track podcast like looking for training advice. It's like it's
Yeah,
banter.
it's banter, and it's not scientific. If it is scientific, he's having somebody on who's an expert in that field. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's a good point.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's where like I feel like there's that separation and where I get like a little like this like cognitive dissonance or whatever, like
Yeah.
with Swap, where I'm like, do I trust it? Do I not? Like I don't know. Like I'm like I don't know what to do here.
Yeah.
And just to like for instance, like this is like we're gonna like go down another rabbit hole here, and
Sure.
then we're gonna stop and we're gonna go into Black Canyon.
Okay.
We're
Because
gonna
I
cut
have
this off.
another beef after this thought. I'll give you my beef. It'll be short. It'll be like a 5-second beef. Okay.
All right. So
Okay.
my beef is
Mhm.
that we talk about like all of the like the 10% like or 20% cash back and stuff like that on the
Mhm.
feed. It only works if you use it right away, right? Like if you don't use it in 30 days,
You
you
lose it.
lose it, right?
Yeah.
So it is one of these things where you just like have to keep buying and ordering new
What can I
shipments.
buy?
Like you can't
What can I
apply it
buy? Yeah.
to the one that you have. You have to like put it into the future,
I
right?
already have
And
like
so
2 bags of Tailwind. I might as well grab another 3.
yeah, it's nuts. But then you realize, and then you have it forever, and then you lose all your credit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to me, like it is not this
Mhm.
great system of
Yeah.
lots of givebacks.
Yeah.
It's essentially like just like keeping you
Yeah.
invested in the purchasing. So I'm
Yeah.
not like
S-
as big a fan as a lot of
Sam,
people.
here's what I'll say. There's a lot we gave a few examples of why we think the feed is maybe not the picture perfect platform that everybody thinks it is. But at the same time, if the feed wants to sponsor the podcast, we will gladly put down our guard, accept with open arms, discuss a honest and forthright we'll go through the negotiation process. So we'll put that out there. Sam, I got one beef. You know what my beef is?
All right.
My beef is that I'm not going to be in Arizona this weekend. That's my beef.
All
My
right.
beef is
I
that
love it.
I'm going to
There we
wake
go.
up on Saturday morning and run in 18-degree weather again for the 4th week in the row. And there are lots of folks out there who are traveling west and will be enjoying a beautiful, sunny, warm desert day. That's
Yeah,
my
hopefully already out there. Yeah.
hopefully. So Black Canyon, man, this is like, dude, this is honestly, this is up there for me with Western States Saturday. Like this is right there. I probably get more excited. I get more excited for Black Canyon than I do UTMB. Like I think it's just.
I think Black
It's like
Canyon's a better live stream than Western
I think
States.
it is. I
Yeah.
think it is too. And
Yeah.
it's like you can sort of see like the snow melting in the far outer reaches. Things are
Yeah,
the season
2024.
is upon us. It's like kicks off the season, and like it's just so much fun. Even if there's snow on the ground, which there will be, to see some like hot, sunny uh weather, temperatures, and man, I'm just looking forward to another stacked field. Gonna be another great day of racing, another awesome weekend of racing because the 50K stacked too, man. So like both the men's and women's fields are gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be a heck of a race this year for sure, man.
Yeah, we might have to add like a another podcast for the 50K
For the
preview.
50K. Absolutely, man. I was sort of blown away. I haven't even been all eyes are on the 100K, rightly so. But looking at the 50K here, it's like, whoa, yeah, that one's stacked too. So,
Yeah.
um,
Well, because I we've ran it pretty long here with our beef
yeah,
or
we
my
did.
beef, right?
Sure.
Uh, let's get into these Black Canyon fields, but let's
Yeah.
get into I mean, I guess we can talk. I'll talk a little bit about the race while we're setting up the
Yeah.
fields here, but we're
Yeah.
going to mostly talk about the East Coasters heading out there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, Sam, as you're pulling that up, I have a few names on the men's and women's field here. Uh, to kick things off, at least on the women's side of things. Um, Jesse George from New York,
yeah,
Amber Zit.
Jesse George, yeah, finished right behind myself and
Mm-hmm.
Nick Thompson. Just The Running Ground by Nick Thompson, available where books are sold right now. So make sure you guys all get your copy. Um, that's our advertisement for that. If you haven't got your copy already, definitely do.
There you
Um,
go.
but yeah, Jesse George, great runner out in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to where she's going to be finishing out there for sure.
Yeah. And then a couple runners from Philly, from our neck of the woods, Amber Zimmerman and
Yeah, she's fast,
Megan
huh?
Laveau. Yeah, and Megan Laveau. So cheering them on. A Maryland runner. Begrudgingly, will be rooting for those Marylanders. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether many people would have looked at Amber Zimmerman, her
mhm,
race history, but at Loon Mountain,
mhm.
she she finished right behind Lauren Gregory and Rachel Tomczyk.
Yeah,
Like,
amazing.
yeah, so just 2 minutes back.
Yeah,
So that's impressive right there. So um, definitely we should be keeping an eye out for her.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then Lauren Jacobs from Maryland. She's up there on the list as well. So certainly going to be rooting for her as well as she's going out west.
Yeah, and not no longer a East Coaster, but Ellie Pell.
Ellie
Um,
Ellie Pell. I had her up on the top of the list. I was going to circle back. I still think she's only, I guess, been out west for maybe 3 or 4 years, so I'd still consider her an East Coaster.
yeah, I mean she has such strong roots here.
Yeah,
You can't.
yeah. Part of Trails Collective. She'll always be a hometowner for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Those are definitely some of the big hitters
Yeah,
from the East
yeah.
Coast for sure.
Well, let's pop over to the men's field, at least from the East Coast. A few names that we know well.
Oh yeah, a
Um,
couple of local favorites,
that
right?
that that we know well. Good buddy, starting with Hans Troyer. Not exactly, not exactly, but Hans Troyer will be out there, I guess, soon too. From hearing, the ongoings in the rumor mill, might not be a East Coaster for long, but he's
Okay.
still he's still considering Georgia home. So Hans Troyer's out there, but Ferdinand will be out.
Yep,
Friend of the pod.
of
Um,
course.
Elliot Carden will be going out, as, gosh, this must be his fourth or fifth time out there, and has
You
performed
know what?
very
Yeah,
well.
let me just see if Elliot's gotten back to me here recently. The guy's got to be busy. All right, maybe I got a message. Hold on a second here.
Is this
Yep.
live on air?
Let's see here.
You are looking live.
Okay, this is what text I have from Elliot. As far as like I had invited him on to do like a like a Black Canyon preview. I think we're getting a
Sure,
little too late now. I'm gonna leave him alone.
sure, sure.
But he said like, yes, why not? If you likes my English.
I love it. I love it.
You're
Nice.
welcome, bud.
Yeah.
I thanked him for giving me some advice about something, and he's like, "I'll probably race the Actually, no, I shouldn't say what races he
Yeah.
says he's gonna do,
He actually
but
just said like F off, man. Like
yeah,
I'm done
likes
with your
likes
like
my
main
if he likes my
podcast.
English. I love that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
I hope that was intentional.
Oh, that's awesome. That is too
Uh,
funny, man.
yeah, but
He was a great pod guest. He was phenomenal. That was great to have him and Ferdinand on at the same time from Montreal, and I think Ferdinand was in like might have been in Switzerland at the something like so.
I yeah, he was on a
That was
train.
phenomenal. He was on a train.
Yeah.
That was a good one. If you haven't uh listened to that one,
Yeah.
definitely give it a listen. Anyway, so
Well,
Elliot will go out.
yeah, you're right. Elliot's been out there many times. He knows how to race in the desert. He knows how to train through the winter to race in the desert.
Yeah.
And I, you know, he's got a lot of belief.
Mm-hmm.
Going down there, I really like hope for great things for him down there,
Yeah.
and we'll be checking in.
Yeah.
Even more local, Reagan McCoy.
Yeah.
Reagan McCoy.
Yeah.
He's projected to finish right in front of Stephen Kirsch here on Ultra Sign Up.
I saw that.
Um,
Saw that.
they
I
have
saw that.
very different running styles.
Yes.
I don't know. Um, I don't know how they brought those two together, but I haven't seen haven't seen anybody less comfortable on the towpath than Reagan McCoy. Hopefully, on the hilly back sections of the Black Canyon course, Reagan's gonna like find his grit because he is a gritty racer.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've never been on the trails out there on the Black Canyon course, but Sam, you can speak to this. I guess it is more technical than people seem to think or give it credit.
It's a grind. It's a
Yeah,
grind. Yeah. The back half is definitely a grind. Will Murray and I talked about that at a certain point. It's like it's a strength
yeah,
race in the
yeah,
back
yeah,
half. We also have from the area Marco Coroni and Zhengzhao Ji
yeah.
from New York and New Jersey heading
No,
out.
I think we're forgetting about a friend of the pod and a friend of ours, Andrew Simpson, going to be headed out too.
Oh yeah, I hadn't got yet. Andrew,
Yeah, I
yeah,
got to Andrew.
not
Yeah, all
down
right.
there yet, but yeah, Andrew Simpson
Oh,
for sure, bud.
oh, oh,
You gotta
Andrew.
scroll down to get to Andrew.
Oh man,
I know
yikes.
it's depressing.
Jeez, Sam. Yeah, no,
I'm
he's
telling you, you gotta look to get to Andrew. You have to go just past Canyon Woodward, another sort of uh, run of the mill kind of person.
all right.
Um,
I think we've just fallen off from 10 viewers, 10 listeners to now nine listeners. I think Andrew has officially shut the pod down. He's blocked our numbers.
Well, here's the thing. I said you got to scroll down there,
Yeah.
but you have to scroll down a little farther to get
Uh-huh.
to Adam Mary and Matthew Seidel,
Yeah,
as
that's true.
well as Tim Nooney,
Yes.
right? Like
Yes.
so, this entire system on Ultra Sign Up
Yeah.
is not rated by ability.
No, it's not. No, I suspect Andrew to have a good race. I think he seems to have put in some solid training, sort of off the back of JFK. I
Yeah.
know he was injured, I guess, a few weeks before JFK. So I think that race sort of just kickstarted his training into Black Canyon. So I suspect Andrew will have a good race out there. Definitely gonna shout out a guy that I met over the fall at a 50K, who's going out there to race. Tim Gimple. I think he's from the
Yeah.
yeah, Bucks County area, Doylestown area, I believe. So he'll be going out. That's exciting for him. A lot of local sort of heavy hitters here on the men's side. So
Yeah.
yeah, it'll
Well, I
be fun
mean,
to see.
we didn't mention. I think I sort of offhandedly mentioned Tim Nooney.
Yeah.
Um, but he's from that North Carolina area. He had a good Black Canyon last year.
Yep.
Ran in the 8:20s at his first attempt out
Yeah.
there. So he's a good runner.
Yeah.
He could really improve upon that as well.
Yeah. Yes.
Um,
Yes. 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 Um,
yes, yeah, I
yeah.
think we've got a really strong East Coast contingent going
Yeah. It's
out.
gonna be. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to see what they can do out there.
The real question is how is this winter going to impact the performances out there? How many people are getting out there, getting acclimated?
Hmm.
Um, I would think maybe some of the younger athletes are getting out there and um, spending some time, like they don't have family commitments and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and are able to do it.
Yep.
Um, someone like Andrew, I don't
Yeah.
know what the heck he's doing to get
Yeah.
ready for this because I just don't know. Like if you were running outside over the past month and a half,
Yeah.
how are you possibly anywhere close to being ready? I mean, they're saying it's going to be a cool year, but
Hmm.
what does that mean for us? Like we had Heiner this past year in which it was like what upper 70s, low 80s
Yeah.
in April, and people were having a conniption. And that's not like what we're having now.
Yeah.
Like this is going to be really, really tough for East Coast runners. I wish I
Yeah.
had some advice.
I mean, I would be in trouble. I think sauna and getting some treadmill work inside. Um, Other than that, try to increase that the oxygen and in the blood a little bit by getting some heat training, sort of any way you can. I do think layering up a little bit. If you can get inside either to your own on your own treadmill or get to a gym that's heated, and then sauna work. I don't know what else
Well,
to
it's
do. I
too
think
late
some people
now.
just
But he was
no,
going
no.
out there.
Well, it's the ship has sailed. The ship has certainly sailed. But training through it. I think that's really all you can do.
Yeah, yeah.
So
One of the things that I would say I find in when I've gone into racing situations that are warmer, more humid,
mm,
those kinds of conditions than I've been used to for a period of time. One of the things that I feel like has been very difficult for me has been that like just hydration and drinking enough while running because what happens in winter, I think for a lot of us, is we we adjust our drinking away from it, right? Like so we'll go from in the summer, hey, 90-minute run, I'm taking two full, you know,
hmm
half-liter flasks
yeah, sure,
for 90 minutes, or maybe even three out for a run. And then in the winter, 90 minutes, you're like, I don't need anything. So you
yeah,
transition to a hotter climate and you're just not capable of running and drinking those fluids. You're just not
yeah,
practiced at it.
sure,
And so your take in of fluids does not match your needs.
yeah,
I I I don't know. I think there's something to that.
yeah. No, I agree. I think practicing heat training, but yeah, practicing filling up your gut with fluid is certainly, yeah, that's something to be concerned
And
about
your
for
body
sure.
using it,
Yeah, your
right?
body
Like
using it. Yeah,
because if your body isn't used to using it, what it's going to do is going to take it in, it's going to hold it, right? I mean, that's my
yeah,
guess, right? And
yeah.
you're just going to have this thing sitting there, you're going to cramp, and you're like, I don't know, whatever.
Race is over by mile 30. Everything's going down the tubes.
Yeah, dude, I've had races over well before then.
Yeah, I think we all have, right? Being
Yeah,
honest. So, well, I think at least some of the guys that I'm not familiar as much with the women going out that we mentioned from the East Coast, but I know at least some of the men have run this race before, have run desert races before, have acclimated, so they have an understanding of what they're in
yeah.
for, which is great. But certainly wish all those runners luck coming from the colder climate. Um, down to the southwest.
I'm sure Hans is out there.
Yeah,
Um, training in it and everything like that. Uh, do do you have any these don't have to be East Coast predictions, things
hmm
like that, but do you have any predictions on how this race is going to go?
yeah,
And who you think might come out on top? We haven't talked about the main
yeah.
fields at all, but
Well, so
yeah,
if we dive into the women's side, I mean, I could just like take the top 30 and just pick any five, and I'd be okay. But it'll be interesting to see Molly Seidel, who is
yeah.
probably might be the biggest talking point going into the race. So we'll see what happens there. Excited certainly to see her race pan out. I wish her the best.
I will
Um,
share with you when I did listen to the single track uh, preview podcast today, and I think only Leah picked Molly in the top five. And I mean, I don't feel anything against that other than here's where I have a little bit of a like this disconnect, right? We talk like a lot of times in trail running, we'll talk about what somebody's marathon PR is, right?
mhm,
So we'll talk about, hey, somebody has a 2:15 PR and somebody has a 2:30 PR, this type of thing. But there's a difference between somebody who has like hit like 2:35, like say on the women's side, like a 2:35 once in their life, right? And somebody who has competed at the world level in marathon time and time and time again. Like
mhm,
there's a difference. There's a I don't know why to me, but there's a big difference between somebody who's like popped one off and someone who has like maintained a level and is like, hey, I can run this time and time and time again. So
mhm,
that's where I think that Molly is not quite getting enough credit. They're like, it's just like, oh, her PR is only like 10 minutes faster than this person's or whatever. So like, what's that really mean in a in an ultra standpoint? It's
yeah,
like, well, what it means is like she ran that like 12 times.
sure,
It's like
yeah,
that's the difference. It's like,
yeah,
she knows how to go there like time and time and time
mhm.
again.
And
So
on the biggest stage, I think that's important. On the biggest
yeah,
stage, I think that like I mean, you're a gamer. You're a gamer, or you're not. You can run. I mean, let alone the commitment to do that, but doing it and then doing it on the world's biggest stage. That's key, man.
yeah,
That's more than a physical gift. That's more than training hard. That's mental endurance to
yeah.
be able to do that, to come back to it and to do it on a big stage. Um, will she have a successful, quote unquote, right? Depending on what her terminology of success is, will she have a successful race? I don't. Who knows? We'll see. It'll be fun to watch. But I do think she's capable.
I
Yeah.
think she's here. I'm going to put it out there now. I think she's going to win. I think she's going to win. I'm not talking about
Yeah.
course records or blasting anything out of the water, outright wins or anything like that. But I think that she is good enough. And it's hard for here's the other thing. Like I've raced against like some of these like other contenders in the women's field, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think just like my heart of hearts thinks I would have gotten beat worse by Molly Seidel.
There you have it. That's Sam's reasoning. Why do you think Molly Seidel's going to win? This is why. You heard it here. That's scientific. Let's
Yeah,
breaking it
I
down
think
very
I think
scientific
that
in a
they
scientific
she would
fashion.
have yeah, that's the real
Okay.
scientific reason.
Well,
I just for our like for the purposes of or like just based on our discussions from like
yeah.
previous talks and things like that, I do think that she is a level of athlete that we have not seen in the field yet.
Okay.
And
Fair enough.
And it's different than somebody with a fast PR.
Fair enough. Well, speaking of the fast PRs, and Flower coming off of again Tunnel Hill, right? You can't dismiss that. Uh, I
I mean, I did
a name
earlier.
that always sticks out, and I think you did, but that was like 15 minutes ago. So if you made it another 15 minutes, congratulations. You will give you Sam will mail you a T-shirt or something. I don't know.
No, I probably won't.
No, probably not. A name that like I am a huge fan of hers is Jen Lichter. I just think like she's got such an awesome mindset. Like I'm a big fan of hers. So, she is a very explosive, mountainous, vert laden, uh, sub or just a sub ultra or 50K athlete. But I do think that is all going to translate. I think she's coming off an injury. I don't know how her training's going, but I'm always going to believe in her for a strong race. And then maybe it's I guess it's probably bias just seeing these two run in the late fall, but Jade Bellsberg and Shea Aquilano, they have some wheels, and I saw both of them run right past me at mile 39 when I was basically dry heaving, and they looked like they were on mile 1 of a race. So that's probably my scientific reasoning on why they're going to get top 10. So we
Yeah.
heard yours, Sam. That's my reasoning. I would not bet against them. I'll put it that.
Well, these different people that we've brought up here, uh, Molly Seidel, I Am Flower, Jade Bellsberg, and Shea Colano, all really good runners, right? Like
Yes.
we know they're fast, um, and not like just like strong mountain athletes sort of thing. So like
Yep.
we know that they can run, but also uh deal with some terrain and stuff like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
you had mentioned Jen Lichter. Jen Lichter, I mean, those races like Speed Goat, they're not short races.
Yeah.
They're really, really challenging, power heavy races. So I would expect that she's going to be super strong in the second half of the race,
Yeah.
no matter what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Should we briefly touch upon the men's field here?
I think we should. I think we
Okay.
should.
I don't know. I don't know where to start. I mean, I it's tough to it's really tough to break this down. I think you have uh let's just say 7 to 10 runners that could win, and then you have like 20 runners that could uh go somewhere like 5th to 30th. I mean, I that's how stacked this field is, man. I'm not gonna bet against Hans Troyer. He's a freaking gamer. I mean, we talk about like stepping up in big time uh, uh, races. He steps up, but I think um, I think the favorite has to be Francisco Pupi. How are you gonna bet against him, man? I'm not. So I think he wins. I think Hans, if he goes out, the race is gonna go out fast. If he starts to separate and Hans is there, I think Hans goes with him. I don't know who would go with those two. I don't know if there's anybody here that would be able to. Maybe I'm way off, but I see if Francisco Pupi starts to break away at, let's just say, mile halfway through, a little bit before halfway, I could see Hans trying to stick with him. But then you have guys like, I mean, Eli Hemming coming back. Um, Gosh, man, I mean, there's a ton of guys that are gonna be right there. Um, Stephen Kirsch he's a runner, like you had mentioned in the with Schiappellano and Jade Bellsberg. Stephen Kirsch
Yep.
is a runner, man. He's comes
He's
from a soccer
performed
background,
well there before as
and
well.
he's performed well
Yeah.
there before. So, um, I think I would say he is a calculated runner. Uh, he's been around. I could see him consistently uh, taking runners down and being there at the
Yeah.
end.
I was thinking the same thing, Chris. I was
Yeah,
thinking that if there is, you know, big, big blow ups, like at the front,
yeah,
that Steven could be the one who is really, really just sweeping it all up.
yeah, yeah,
Because I mean, based on the way he ran JFK, the way he like kind of just looked afterwards too. Uh, and kind of has that. It seems like that kind of pulse, like a Will Murray kind of pulse, like
yeah,
you said, like just this
yeah,
calculated,
yeah,
go about his business,
yeah.
confident, put his head in there, like understands the races that are good for him, which I think Black Canyon might be like a little bit of a reach
Hmm.
for him, but like it's still good for him.
Hmm.
So I'm kind of hopeful for Kirsch as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll see, man. It's gonna be fun. Gonna be gonna be tuned in all day. Gonna have the iPad up and sort of streaming all day, man, and be fun to watch.
Do you have any other runners that you're rooting for out there that
Uh, Not necessarily. I mean, I'm a fan of Adam Mary. I think it'd be cool to see him. It sounds like training's going pretty well. Um, I, he's a great personality in the running space. I think he's fun to listen to. I think he's well thought out. I'm a fan of his. His dad, full time job, two kids. I think that's another reason why I'll pull for him. Certainly can sympathize or empathize with what he's going through, sort of on a day to day time sort of um, time in the day to train
yeah.
sort of space. So uh, yeah, pull for Adam Mary. But I don't know that I have or a horse in the race. Not necessarily. How about you?
So, a couple of other people that I just wanted to point out, like, previous winner of the race, Anthony Costalis.
Yeah.
A lot of people are pulling for him.
Hmm.
Trace and Knopp
Yep.
also has had some good results. Um, Someone who I'm I want to say I'm pulling for her a little bit because once again, it's like one of these people that was like considered a speedster. People like wondering what he was going to do and hasn't had that breakthrough yet. Ryan Raff.
I knew you were going to say Ryan Rash. Yeah. Yeah. It would be cool to
I
see him
yeah,
do well.
yeah, I'm it's like he had these expectations, right? Early on, like, oh, Ryan Raff, he's got all this speed, like didn't come about and he hasn't stopped trying.
No.
Like he's
No.
still getting out there and going for it. So I'm hoping that he'll have a good race.
Yeah. That would be nice
Uh,
to see.
I know Matt Seidel is out there. I'm
Hmm.
hoping Matt's able to pull out the win over Molly um, to win the race of this.
I
uh,
think can you bet? Is that a
on the first
prop
Seidel.
bet? Yeah, on the first side L
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
somewhere.
Who would you bet on?
That that's a good one. If Molly Seidel runs, if she has a strong race, probably Molly Seidel.
So you're thinking so
I don't know. I actually don't know. I'd have to think more about.
it's tough. So you'd have to look at what yeah, I mean Matt's personal best is probably around the women's course record.
It. Yeah.
I don't know. I let me let's see. I gotta look him up here and see what his because he's ran there a couple times. Here he is. Just a second. Pull it up here. Where is he? There he is. So Matt Seidel, where is he? 24, 837, and 822. So those are his two finishes, 822 and 37. So, whew, I'm gonna say Molly.
We'll see.
I'd put my money on Molly.
We'll
in
see.
the Battle of the Sidels.
We'll see.
All right. Well, I think that's a good way to
Yeah.
end it.
I think that's a good way to end it. Yeah, I think we capped off that episode nicely there. So there you have it. Go place your bets. I don't know who you're placing your bets with. Maybe it's a bookie. Maybe it's an offshore betting service. Go find them. Place your
Maybe it's
prop
some
bets.
sort of thing on the feed. Who knows?
Maybe it's some sort of thing on the feed. Who knows? But you'll be
All
able to
right,
find them.
guys. We gotta put our kids to bed. So happy trails, everybody.